All right, so we are live. My name is Jeremy with Gordonette Games. We are playing Mothership tonight. A little scenario I have put together called Silent Screams. We have three players. A fourth might show up late. And for anybody who's watching, sorry about being late. Um, so, uh, like I said, we got three players, so you guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves. We'll start with the person who's on my far left, which is you, Brian.
All right, so my name is Brian. I am playing Brett Miles. I am a teamster. I didn't know how in depth you wanted me to get with any kind of a backstory or anything like that. So basically, I'm kind of like a drifter, gambler kind of guy. So I'm not a very noble kind of guy, I guess you would say. I'm handy in close combat. That's from living on the streets and having some bets gone wrong and people trying to collect. That's pretty much it, to be honest.
Next up is Fayaz, or Fiaz, right? Sorry,
Yes, yeah.
Fiaz.
Uh, oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm Vance Vassar, scientist of loose morals, and pretty weak. And I'm a biologist. And yeah, that's me.
Might come in handy. And then, last but not least, you, Josh.
All right, so Mark has been around for a while. May have been on the ship a bit longer than the other two here, but he doesn't really let that show. He's sort of become the ship's mechanic throughout the years, sort of computer guy. Just sort of keeps everything ticking, along with his Android insides as well.
All right, awesome. So you work closely with Lissa. She is the ship's meat bag mechanic. Very nice lady, and she would almost be pretty if she wasn't completely covered in grease all the time. So you all are aboard the Hades. You have the deck plans, so you know the layout. How long you've been with it is pretty irrelevant, and what you did before this moment doesn't matter. You all are on the bridge, and you're looking out the front window of the Hades, and it's almost you guys are on the outer rim, so it's almost as if the stars are a little bit farther apart, leading to like a more like black and dark space in front of you. Um, and the console starts to beat. Your captain, Captain Smith, a wiry gentleman with black hair and a black mustache, um, attends to the console, and he says it's a distress signal, and he's like I can't believe anything's this far out, and it's not long before you come upon this ship that is just floating there. It's quite a bit larger than the ship that you guys are in, the Hades. Um, and it seems to be floating freely. You don't see the thrusters on. You don't see any lights or anything like that coming from any of the cabins. And this is what you assume that the distress signal is coming from. And your captain, he looks at the ship and he says, "That's an Alliance ship. I bet there's all kinds of great stuff on there." And he looks at the three of you. He says, "You guys know what to do."
All right, so all right, Captain. Let's So wait a second. So is one of us piloting? Is he piloting?
Since I figured that since none of you guys told me that you were a pilot, that the captain was taking care of it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I don't think I took pilot either. All right, so all right, Captain, take it in close, and we'll do the rest. So we start gearing up, getting our. I'm getting my vac suit on.
Definitely,
Yeah.
there are vac
Yeah,
suits
same.
available for. Well, I don't think the android needs a vac suit, right? Like,
He doesn't need to breathe.
yeah. So, Captain Smith, he gets closer to the ship, and kind of does like a flyby on both sides of the ship, and finally he finds a hull breach, and from what you can tell, it doesn't look like an explosion or anything like that. It doesn't look like it was like blown outwards or anything. But there is a very like a reasonable sized hole breach, probably like 5 foot in diameter. I guess in space they would probably use the metric system, so it's like 2.5 meters in diameter.
Do we have scanners on our ship, like that we can scan for like biological stuff or anything like that?
Sure. So I guess would that be like something that like that your character would be in charge of on bridge, like something like that maybe?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
So I guess let's roll an intellect roll with any applicable skills to see.
So I have biology, chemistry, and genetics. Those are, I don't know.
I'd say maybe a biology or something like that.
Okay, so I roll under my intellect, right?
Yep.
So I got, oh fuck, I went over. So I failed.
So you start to scan the ship, and for a second you think you see something on there, but then it goes dark. And then all of a sudden, like, the three of you start to hear like almost like a faint screaming noise. But we all know that sound doesn't travel through a vacuum, and it doesn't sound like it's coming from the ship. So generally I would make you make if we were playing a more long-term type thing, I would make you make a fear save or something like that, or an insanity save for this. But I'm going to have you guys take 15 stress automatically. So I won't do this again. I will not make you take a certain amount of stress based on arbitrary things. But this for the beginning of this, we're going to start with 15. So you all hear this screaming noise, presumably from the inside of your head.
What was that? Did you guys hear that?
Fuck, that was so weird. I can't explain this.
I guess honestly, the android probably wouldn't have heard that, right?
It would be up to you.
Yeah. So let's
probably
let's say the android doesn't take the 15 stress, but doesn't. Oh, never mind. Nothing happens. It's panicking that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the android doesn't take the stress, but you guys do. But the captain doesn't seem to even notice anything like that. It's just the two of you that are reacting to it. Now there is definitely vac suits, and there is rigging and everything like that to get to the other ship.
Right. So I've actually got my rigging gun out. I assume I'll shoot the harpoon over and attach to the opening, and everyone else will just kind of follow along the line towed out, basically, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot my rigging gun out at it. Do I need to roll for that or anything, or is it just?
So no,
good?
you make your way to the what is it called? The airlock. You guys make your way to the airlock. The air is sucked out of it. You can feel the gravity that the ship is generating being let loose. I don't know if you guys turn your magnet boots on whenever that happens. And then you are face to face with this breach. And it's probably like 3 meters from where you're located right now. And you shoot the rigging into the hull of the ship, it launches and hits securely. Um, and then I'm gonna say that it's no problem to get across. This is pretty routine for people who've been in space before. So you make your way across, and the first thing that you notice as you enter the breach is that it looks as though the hole was made by maybe like a torch or something melted the hull away, and the the melted parts of it. I don't know if this makes sense. Are it's not. It looks like it came from the inside, right? Like it doesn't look like somebody made this from the outside. It looks like somebody did this
Like
from
they
the
were
inside.
trying to get out of the ship.
That's up to you, but it looks like the melting happened inside.
Hey, Doc. Can you think of a situation where it would look like someone was trying to get out of this thing?
Not that I know of.
Nothing
Well,
good, right?
They could have gone insane, but I haven't heard anything about this, like anything like this before.
All right. Well, this doesn't look good, but reckon we'll have to keep moving. What do we see in front of us right now? So I assume we're into the breach hole.
So the breach opens up, and it looks like a hallway with various doors at junctions, right? So I guess to compartmentalize the ship, I guess would be the way that it works. Like there's doors, but they're open. But I assume you guys have lights on and shit, right? Like you've got your.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
We got that.
but it is extremely dark. There's not you don't see any like blinking or glowing or anything like that. But the hallway leads left and right from the breach.
Should
Great.
we try to reestablish power?
That would probably be best considering we're just walking by our lights at this point. That might be kind of dangerous.
Understood. And Mark just turns and he heads down one of the hallways to try and find the generator room.
All right, definitely. So I think that's probably going to be like an intellect roll with any applicable skill to see whether or not you would be able to divine the general layout of a ship by looking.
The only skill I think might apply with that would be mechanical repair.
Sure, yeah.
Cool. That is way over, so that's a fail.
All right, so you take off in the direction that you think is the general direction of the engine. What did you say? The engine bay, the power core.
Yeah, the power plant room, something like that.
Yeah. So you take off in that general direction. Who's leading the party in this situation?
Not me. I'm in the back.
So I'm assuming that I will, I guess. Yay.
So as you start to like traverse down this hallway, as soon as you get to the first junction where there's a door that's kind of hanging open, and it's like I said, hanging open, like it's a sliding open door, but it's like askew, like it's like somebody's broken it, right? And as soon as you can't kind of see through that area, your light's not shining very well into that. But as soon as that happens, a body just floats into your face. So I'm going to need you to make a fear check. Or make a fear save.
All right. So.
And this body is, you notice, completely decapitated. Like there's not a head on this thing, and it's just floating there, in the vacuum of space, kind of tumbling towards you very slowly.
Yeah, I just rolled a 57. My fear is 35.
All right, so you need to take 4 stress and make a panic check. And if you're not familiar, if you while making a panic check, you're just trying to not roll under your stress. That's the only time you're trying to roll over the amount.
All right, here we go.
And
71.
was it fear saves or panic checks that are at disadvantage with an
I
android?
think it was on the character sheet. Let me see. Fear saves. Yeah.
Fear save.
Yeah. Disadvantage.
Goddamn androids.
Oh, he
So,
already
yeah.
failed the fear save anyway, so the panic
Yeah.
check is not a disadvantage.
All right. So 71. You said it's with disadvantage?
No, that's fine. It's
Okay.
only the fear check itself. So anytime that our friend Mark is around, your fear saves are at disadvantage.
Roger.
And you know what? I would say that upon seeing this, the whole party is going to make a fear check, fear save as well.
Uh-oh.
I want to roll over, right?
No,
So the fear save, you're wanting to pass that, but you're going to make a panic check. You're wanting to get above the panic or your stress.
Oh shit! I failed my fear save.
All right, so you take 4 stress, and
Okay.
then make a panic check.
Okay, past that.
So you rolled over your stress, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's good.
And how's Mark doing over there?
He did a 14 on his fear, so he's fine.
Stellar.
I'm gonna be like, oh fuck! I'm gonna grab the body and I'm going to med scan it to see if there's any like anomalies.
So roll an intellect check with any applicable skills.
Okay, so I'll use biology. Ah, damn it! All right, I failed.
You failed. So what you can see. Sorry. So you check out the body, and what you can immediately see is that the head doesn't look to be sliced off, right? It looks like the skin along the neck is frayed, if that not frayed, but like jagged, and it does not appear. But that's about as far as you get. Is that it's not like a clean decapitation.
Looks like something like ripped this guy's head off.
Oh, that's just peachy. Explains why someone tried to get out of this place.
And I've just walked past and examining the rest of the room.
So you're still in like a hallway area, completely dark beyond your flashlight beams. But as you've gotten a little closer into this area, you do see like a vague white light pulsing at the end of the hallway, like far beyond other doors and everything like that.
Hey, so I thought this bird didn't have power. What's going on down there?
Perhaps we're not alone in here.
Great. All right. Let's against my better judgment, let's continue on towards it, huh?
Understood.
All right. So we traverse towards the pulsating white light.
That's never like a great sentence or word.
No, never.
So you make your way down the dark hallway. The only thing that you can feel is like the vibrations of your mag boots hitting the steel. And you finally get to where the source of the light is, and what it is you see like these glass walls almost, they're glass like half walls, but just large windows, just very large windows, and then a airlock, and inside you can see that there is cryo chambers.
Is there anything inside the cryo chambers?
you can just see like the light. The light is coming from the internals of the cryo chambers, but you can't see what's in the cryo chambers.
I don't know. Should we open it? I don't know. That doesn't seem like the best idea.
So I'm gonna pull up my Vibe Shetty, since that's pretty much all I've got as a weapon, besides my rigging gun. And yeah, I'm gonna take point and go to open it, or at least open one of the cryo chambers.
So you find the manual open for the airlock, right? And you spin this thing open. It lets loose. You guys all enter the airlock, I assume. You shut the airlock behind you, and then you can hear the noise of the oxygen filling the airlock, and then a little small green light or a small red light at the top of the airlock goes from red to green. You open the other door, and do you make your way towards the cryo chambers, or do you examine the room before?
Yeah, we'd probably want to examine the room beforehand.
So you see another body, also head removed, laying in the corner. Obviously, gravity has been restored for this part of the ship. I guess the grav drive works on the auxiliary power or something like that, right? But it looks like somebody wearing like a lab coat or something like that, and there's blood running, or not running, but blood around the collar and everything like that.
Does he have anything in his pockets?
Let's see. Roll your lowest attribute.
Fail.
Yeah, you don't find anything.
Okay. I'm gonna scan him too. Just try that again, right?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, pass.
So this time I don't know if it's the markings or something that you missed on the last scan, but this time you can tell that the head wasn't pulled off. It seemed to have like exploded from the inside. You can see that the neck cavity seems to have it's like there's like the esophagus is missing, and it's like kind of hollow on the inside where you'd expect to see like muscle and tissue and stuff like that. There's not any.
So I say, like, whatever you do, don't take your helmets off. I think we've got parasites.
Why? What's wrong?
Apparently, something exploded out of this guy's neck and into his head, and yeah, I don't know. It's pretty gruesome. It wasn't pulled off. I was mistaken earlier.
Oh.
And I would say that you guys will take another fear save upon seeing this body.
Fail, 72.
Fail.
I'm good with a 31.
So you only take one stress, but you'll still need to make a panic check for the two that fail.
And while they're sort of reeling at the body here, was there any like computer equipment around the cryopods? Is there anything I could like check the records on those?
So in the center of the room, there's like a console, so you could probably plug into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find any sort of records on like what the ship was here for, or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I passed my roll, by the way.
So nobody's panicking yet.
We're stalwart in the face of danger.
And that 77 would pass intellect with the computer skill.
Okay. So you're able to so what does this look like for the android, by the way?
He's got a little sort of data connector in his arm, so he just walks up to the console, sort of rolls up his sleeve, pulls out this little It's almost like a coaxial cable, and he plugs that into a receptacle in the port and takes a little time to screw it in. And he's just sort of standing there. His eyes are twitching as the data is transferring.
So you, the first thing that you come upon is the date that the distress signal happened, and it seems to happen like 2 years your time, right? So I guess in whenever you're dealing with space and stuff like that, the only time that matters is how time passes relative to yourself, right? So you you know that this ship has been derelict for a while. It's been, a minute. And then you find that it is in fact an Alliance ship, and that it was being used as transport. You don't, you can't, for some reason, you can't find the manifesto, so you don't know exactly what's on here. And that's about it. Like it was an Alliance ship used for transport, not military involved or anything like that.
All right, and he sort of shakes his head as the transfer ends. And he unscrews the cable, neatly tucks it back in, and rolls down his sleeve. Then he turns to the others and says, "Well, it's been here for quite some time, so I'm not quite sure if you need to be worried. Likely whatever killed the crew here is long gone. But it is an Alliance ship, and if the take is usual for Alliance, then we should be in for a decent haul."
Right. Thanks.
And immediately you do know, each of you know that being caught on this ship doing what you're doing is definitely not kosher. Like, you are not allowed to do what you guys are doing right now.
Well, let's just hurry the fuck up and find what's valuable and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I agree. Let's leave this dump and try to find the cargo hold.
Should we? I mean, there's still a white light pulsing from a cryo tube thing, right?
It is.
What are we gonna do about that? Should we leave it? Can I have like a cybernetics diagnostic scanner and a med scanner. Can I like scan it to see if what is in it is like, can I see if can I like tell anything about that without opening it?
I mean, are you going to go over to it? I mean, you might be able to divine information just from looking inside of it.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to go over to it. I'll be brave.
So you make your way over to the cryo chamber, and it has like this kind of like fog on the inside, right? It's like this swirling fog, being like backlit. That's normal. That's how cryo chambers fucking work or whatever. That's not like any kind of like spooky fog or anything like that any more than what it would be anyway. And then suddenly, just like a hand smacks the inside of the cryo chamber, and it looks like a very small hand, like the hand of a child. And then out of the fog, this little girl presses her face to the glass and just starts screaming. Sounds an awful lot like the scream that you heard in your head earlier. And I'll need you, Vance Vassar, to take a fear save.
Fail.
So you will need to take 2 more stress and make a panic check. You passed your panic check, so you're not panicking at the moment. But there is a little girl screaming in a cryo chamber, obviously not in cryo sleep anymore. And she's like banging on the inside of this cryo chamber. You're muted, by the way, if you're trying to say anything.
I said, "Oh fuck, there's a little girl in here." Can we leave her? I don't know. You said this ship, and Mark, you said this ship was out here for a while, right?
Yes, 2 years our time.
How could she have stayed alive for 2 years?
Perhaps the cryo chamber only filled recently.
All right, I'm gonna regret saying this, but I can't leave no little girl in that thing. Let's crack this thing open.
I'm gonna stand like a little back from that.
It is a liability, but go ahead.
Goddamn, has to be a hero.
All right, so is there just a button that I need to push, or?
It looks like a lot of this area has like manual levers and stuff like that, so that if power fails or whatever, you can take care of it.
All right, well, I grab a hold of the lever and pull.
The vac chamber opens up, spilling out its like fog onto the ground, kind of covers the ground. It's kind of tracing in your flashlights and whatnot. The girl definitely looks very sickly, very thin, malnourished at the very least, right? Very pale, gaunt eyes, and she falls down to the ground, um, and she still hasn't stopped screaming yet. She's still completely like freaking out, but she's on the ground and she hasn't said a word.
Hey, little girl. It's fine. You're all right. You're safe. What's going on? What's your name?
So after a minute of trying to get a word out of her, she at least stops screaming. She looks at each of you kind of like blankly, but no, she doesn't say anything.
Hey, Doc, can you run a scan on her real quick? Make sure.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what's wrong with this little girl. So I'm gonna run a med scan, and fuck, I'm rolling like shit tonight. I failed. Biology check.
So she sees your med scanner, and immediately starts screaming. She and starts to kind of like cower, and she goes and kind of runs behind Brett Miles's leg and kind of hugs the back of Brett Miles's leg as she's recoiling from the bed scanner.
So I don't get the scan off.
Basically.
Okay.
Great, Vassar. We just got her to stop screaming. Thanks.
I pull out my tranq pistol.
Huh. You gonna carry her?
Yeah, I could carry her. I'm gonna shoot her with the tranquilizer pistol.
So we'll say that because you're shooting a poor defenseless little girl, that you don't have to roll for anything. So you shoot this little girl with your tranq pistol, and it sinks into her neck, and that her eyes kind of roll back in her head, and she collapses onto the floor again.
That's one way to get her to stop screaming. So now I'm gonna try and scan her.
Well, I mean, so the first roll is pretty much so maybe like when we get back to the ship or something like that, but that original roll failure was, we'll call it, I don't know, no multiple attempts on the check.
Okay, that's true. So I say maybe we get this girl back to the ship or something. I don't know. We can't explore a derelict ship with a little girl.
Yeah, that's true. Let's head back towards the breach and see if we can at least get her onto the ship. Let the captain worry about her.
Well, at least we'll be goddamn heroes.
So you do find a vac suit. It looks like the oxygen tank is full from what the gauge says. It's way too big for her, but I'm assuming if you found a vac suit, you would just put her in it and carry her to the ship, or do you guys want to do anything else between there and here?
No, I think we'll do that first.
Okay. So you put the little girl in this way too big vac suit, you set it up, turn it on and everything like that, and you make your way back to the ship. the whole time she's like limp in your arms. You get across to the ship. The captain is waiting on the other side of the airlock. You could see through the windows of the airlock that he's kind of like wringing his hands like whenever he sees you guys. Like almost like you can see the greed in his eyes as you guys are getting to the airlock. You open the airlock, you hear the satisfying hiss, and you can feel the gravity return. Your arms feel heavy again, and the captain looks at you, and he immediately stops wringing his hands, and you can see the greed turn to something else completely. And he says, "What the fuck is this?"
My head snaps instantly towards Brett.
You see, screaming that we heard, I think somehow was. I mean, it sounded a lot like her. She was screaming. She was in the crowd chamber, beating on the door. But we couldn't leave her, man. She's just a little girl.
What do you mean, fucking screaming that you heard? Sound doesn't travel through a vacuum. Are you fucking retarded?
Hey,
Jesus Christ! I didn't pay you guys. I don't pay you guys to bring me little girls. I pay you to get me scrap and alliance. I figured there's gonna be some fucking alliance gold on there. You didn't find any of that?
There's some freaky shit going on in there, Captain. Like, you want to go in fucking there? You'd be my guest.
You're lucky that we're so far away from a station or a friendly planet, or I'd have you dropped off right now, Vance.
hey, all I know is there's folks laying on the ground with exploding heads or exploded heads. So yeah, it's gonna drop her off, and we'll go find the payload.
We'll find your goddamn gold, Captain. Keep your panties in a bunch.
This is bullshit. Well, I mean, if we're gonna have this girl on the ship, get her to the med bay. Or actually, is there a med bay? I don't know. Have we checked that? Do we know? I haven't really looked at this map like a ton.
I do not know.
Let's see. Yeah. It is.
Have someone watch her, by the way, Captain. We don't know anything about her. She could be dangerous.
So he kind of like raises his eyebrows, like when you hand him this limp little girl. Whenever you say could be dangerous, and so are you guys gonna follow them to the med bay, or are you just gonna go back out onto the ship?
No, I'd say we just go back onto the ship. I don't know about you guys.
I agree.
Yeah, just go back.
Yep.
So give me just a moment. I need to take a bio break, and I'm gonna take a couple puffs of a cigarette. I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
So, should we go the other way, or did we finish that area? Did we hit a wall?
Oh, likely there's probably a little more left, but I don't know. At this point, I think as far as the job goes, we basically just need to find the cargo bay.
Yeah.
It's true. I kind of want to figure out. I mean, as a scientist, exploded heads from the inside definitely intrigues me.
Well, I'm sure you'll find more specimens.
Yeah, I say we go the other way.
Definitely.
I have a question. Did you guys actually print out your character sheets?
Nah, I just drew it up on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I currently don't have a printer, so I just sort of mocked one up in Google Docs.
Okay. Do you guys know if we can roll in the chat? Because that'd be easier than just rolling these dice.
I
I know
don't know.
I know in
Google.
Hangouts normally you can roll. So
How do you access the chat? Oh, here we go.
nope, that didn't work. Maybe it's nope, not working. That sucks. That would have been easier.
Oh, yeah.
I just Googled it. I think there is a roll function, but I gotta find it.
Yeah, it looks like it's
All right, I am back. Sorry about that, but I have been drinking, so the bio breaks might be frequent. Are you guys trying to see if there's like a macro for?
yeah.
There used to be a dice roller in Hangouts, but they got rid of it. I don't know why, but anyway, so nobody accompanies the little girl to the med bay or anything like that.
No, but I make sure the captain. I'm trying to express to the captain that he needs to keep an eye on her.
Well, and it's kind of at that moment that Lissa kind of like pops by the mechanic, the very greasy brunette. She pops by the and I don't know what the room would be called that's on the other side of the airlock, but she pops by and she says, "Oh my gosh, that little girl, poor little thing."
Yeah, why don't you hop over to the med bay and see if you can get a word edgewise out of her, because we ain't heard nothing but screaming so far.
I'll sit with this poor little cutie.
Thank you, ma'am.
And her and the captain take off in the direction of the med bay. And then you guys airlock up and go back across.
Definitely.
So you make your way back onto the ship. The area where the crowd chambers was kind of at like a dead end like area. There wasn't really much else over there besides the crowd chambers. What do you guys do? You guys gonna take off the other direction?
I think so, right?
Yeah, we're gonna take off the other direction.
So you take off left from inside the hole, and you're taking point again, Brett.
I am.
So with Brett at the head of the party, you guys make your way the opposite direction. It's not long before you start to see like not just one body with its head exploded off, but multiple. So the first one you see doesn't really phase you or anything like that, and then you get into this larger room, and it seems to be this might be where this must be the power core, right? Or the power plant. It's like this very large cylindrical room with a large cylinder running up to the roof. And this room, the power plant, is completely full of dead bodies floating. And like I said, each one of them has has their head removed, and most of them all have Alliance uniforms on. So you guys are going to need to take a make a fear save.
Nice pass. So we know it's an Alliance ship, but is it like a military ship or something like that?
No, so he found out from the information that he got from the console in the cryo chamber that it wasn't a military. It's an Alliance ship, but it looks like it's for transport, maybe diplomats or something like that. But it's not. There's not a military presence on the ship.
Okay, it's a goddamn bloodbath in here.
So I rolled double zeros.
So there's no the criticals are doubles or yeah, so the criticals are doubles, so critical fails, doubles, critical passes, doubles under, right? So if you roll 100, it doesn't mean anything more than
just fail. Okay, just making sure.
So who all failed?
I passed, so I'm fine.
Yeah, I passed.
So you take 9 stress, Brett, and also make a panic check.
$93. I'm good.
Okay, but I imagine where are you at on stress? By the way, you're muted.
31.
31. So we're getting there. All right. So you see this whole entire room completely chock full. You start to try to count, but it like when you get to like 60, you're like, okay, I'm done counting.
And they're all just like dead in the power core?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people just floating all around.
Hey, Mark, think you can do something with this, getting this bird back energized?
I was just about to get on that. I'm going to try and interface with the console in here, see if I can reboot the power in this thing. Rolling for computers. That is, yeah, just barely under 41.
So, this time you get a little bit more of a flood of information. It seems maybe this is better, like a better place to interface. Maybe it's more interlocked with the rest of the ship. But you get an idea of the layout, right? You can tell that it's very large, that it must have had like over 1,000 people on it. And you can so you start to kind of explore the reason why the power core, and it seems like it's been tampered with.
So is there no way that I could get it up and running again?
It looks like there's a short circuit on the level above you, and it seems like it's in the ventilation. So it looks like the conduit. So like the way that you're like looking at the electrical layout, it looks like they run wire through the ventilation system.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I unplug, tuck the cable back into my sleeve. Then I just sort of look up and I say, well, power is not going to be on for quite some time unless we can get up there.
Hmm.
You're muted, Fiaz.
You think you can get a map of this heat?
I seem to have found one in the computers, yes. Rather large ship, mostly passengers, freighter, it seems. But I should be able to find and direct us to the cargo supply.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything else of noteworthy, like anything, on the map?
You definitely know where the cargo is. You know where the bridge is. You know the basic layout of the ship.
It's all fairly standard. But if we want to go directly to the cargo hold, I could lead the way.
Well, I'm not climbing through some air ventilation shafts, so yeah, let's go.
Agreed. And yeah, I'm gonna take point and get us to the cargo.
All right. So, it takes you some time to get there on such a large ship, especially with the mag boots. You can kind of feel the vibrations of them clanking on the steel as you guys are making your way there. You do have to go down a level to get to where this is at. Again, it's very dark, and you can definitely tell this place. It's been like this for like 2 years. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know. There's not really much. There's not rust in space, but it's definitely like miskept or something like that. Like something went down here. There's like a mass commotion, and that's like completely obvious as you're making your way through here. Um, you continue to see like bodies, head missing, as you're making your way to the cargo, but it's nothing like what you saw in the power core room. As you make your way to the cargo, it opens up to a very large. I'd say the roof is probably um, like 20 meters, right? So like 60 feet or something like that. And it's probably 100 feet across. It is completely full of various crates and boxes.
Should we?
And who's in? Brett, you're at point.
No, I believe Mark was.
I was on point getting here, but once we get to the cargo hold, then
Yeah, I'll take point now.
yeah, relinquish that.
So you are, passing your flashlight over this large cargo area, and you swear for a second you see something kind of move out of the light of your flashlight, like kind of at the corner of your eye, just very quick, like shadow.
Hey, did you guys see that?
Yeah, I fucking saw it. We're not alone.
All right. Look alive. If you got something to defend yourself with, keep it out. But eyes on the prize, gents. Eyes on the prize.
I guess, should we like break open the boxes, see what's in here? I mean, it could just be useless nonsense.
No, we won't know until we take a look.
All right, so I guess I'm gonna like inspect the box, see like the markings on it and stuff, and maybe open it if I can.
So the first box that you encounter um, seems to have like alliance markings all over it, um, and it is very locked.
Any of you guys think you can open this, or are we fucked?
Is it mechanical or electronic locks on these?
It looks like it is like an electronic lock, yeah.
I could give it a try, but I'm not particularly skilled at hacking.
Give it a go, freak.
Give it a go. That is a 4, so pass.
So you kind of interface with this thing, and it does that satisfying like pop thing that like suitcases do, and it releases its um, hold, and you pop this thing open, and it is all uh, let's make up a cool kind of metal that's not gold or silver or platinum. Let's say like I don't know, what's the valuable. I'll let you guys decide. What is it called? The valuable metal bars. It's like the equivalent of the gold bars in our world right now.
I don't know, malachite.
So it is like this is the equivalent of like opening a suitcase and it being completely full of gold bars. But as soon as you guys are, and it does that like like as you open it, it does that kind of you have that feeling for a moment. But as soon as you open it, like something. Hold on, we'll just there's 3 of you. So, on Mark's face, this thing just completely like it almost looks like a squid or something like that. It jumps onto Mark's face. So roll a fear to see if you are surprised or see if you can act before this thing.
All of us?
No, just well, yeah, everybody. So roll surprise and we'll see.
Fear, it's pretty close, but it is a pass.
Okay. So you'll get a chance to possibly act before this thing.
I failed.
All right. So you do not get to act before the thing for sure.
I passed. 15.
All right. So you are also able to. So between the 2 of you, we'll roll initiative. All you do is roll your speed, right? And if you pass, you go before the enemy, and if you fail, you go after.
I passed.
I failed.
All right. So Mark, take your action against the squid on your face.
Okay. He sort of steps back a little bit from the impact of it hitting his face. And then his first instinct, I guess, would be to grab it with his hands and just try and rip it off.
All right. So I guess just roll a strength, and I'll roll one as well.
And that is a pass.
All right. I also passed. So what did you roll?
I got a 31.
All right. So I got a 32. So this thing continues to stay on your face, and it's starting to like put its tentacles into your mouth, Mark. Like trying to like into your face, basically. So I'm gonna need you to make a fear check.
That's 15 pass.
All right. So the android is unflinching whenever this squid space thing is on its face. But you can feel, I don't know, does the android feel, or would you just be aware of?
I think definitely be aware of.
Okay, so the android is aware of like these, like almost like a razor feeling against his face, like it's cutting into his like synthetic skin. So the like almost like my picture here. You see how there's like teeth on these tentacles? They're cutting into his face with it and grabbing ever tighter. And then now you guys can act. Actually, I think no, I'm sorry. This thing is going to, my bad. This thing is going to try to like rip your mouth open and get into your mouth. So roll against me with combat.
Okay.
And I passed.
That's a pass. With a
what did you, with a 7?
Yep.
All right, so I rolled a 32, and I don't know if you know this. This is how this works for combat. If we both pass, the person with the highest number without going over is the one who succeeds. So I got a 32, so I am going to try to get into your mouth, and that is a 4 damage for you. And then also roll fear. Oh, and you guys should have been rolling fear at disadvantage because there's an android present, by the way.
Ah, fuck. Goddamn freaks.
That's a pass for the fear.
Okay, so you take no stress over this. And now Fiaz and Brian, you guys can take your chance.
Shit, you should go first because you passed, Ryan.
Okay, so do I see enough of this squid-like whatever monster sticking out that I could take, say, like one of my flares from my flare gun, ignite it, and kind of try to scald it with it?
Yeah, sure. It's still sticking out of his mouth. It's not made its way into his artificial android throat.
Okay, so that's what I want to do. I want to take one of my flares out of the flare gun, just kind of strike it, and put it right up against it.
All right. And they don't list the damage for the flares, do they, or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. So we'll just, for the sake of easiness. Right?
Wait, no. So a flare gun does 1d damage, 1d10 damage.
Okay, I figured it was something like that. So roll your combat, because obviously this thing is going to try to get out of the way.
Okay. Missed it just barely. 35.
I also failed. So
so I've got close combat. Could I add that 15% because of that?
Heck yeah.
Okay, so actually that makes it pass then.
All right. So deal your damage.
All right. 7.
All right. So
Don't kill it, you fool! It's a valuable specimen. We've never encountered alien life before.
Yeah. Never mind, Mark. Right?
So is it my turn?
Yeah.
It's still alive?
Yep.
Okay, so as a doctor, would I know if I mean, I probably wouldn't know this, but like a tranquilizer dart, would it affect it? I mean, I have no way of knowing that. So I'm going to shoot it with the tranq dart.
All right.
And it won't affect the android, right?
No.
Okay. So what do I roll?
Combat.
Okay. So that is a pass.
I also pass. What'd you roll?
17.
So I beat you.
Damn it.
I got 32. So I don't know. Is it point blank though?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're all like standing around, right? Like, I'm trying to like get it as much as possible.
Yeah. So I feel like you wouldn't have to roll to be able to shoot a thing point blank with a tranq dart if that's okay with you guys. So this thing it stops, it starts to slowly wriggle, and then it starts to shrivel, and then falls out of his mouth and shrinks all the way up.
Holy fuck, we're gonna be rich. What did that feel like, freak?
Wasn't pleasant.
Are you all right, Mark?
And he sort of feels up the torn bits of his artificial skin. And he says, "Nothing I can't patch up."
All right. Well, I think we found the mother lode here. So if you guys don't mind and we're done playing around, let's get this crap out of here.
And you look around and you see a couple more identical cases too.
What do we do with the goddamn alien?
I don't know. You're the science guy. You want to just pick it up and take it back, or what?
Is there any kind of in the ship? Do I have a science office where I could put it in a thing or something like that?
Yeah, I'd say that you'd probably call that the med bay too, right? You kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, valuable specimen. Definitely gonna keep this.
Yeah, it seems like. Do you want to roll any kind of intelligence to see why it showed up or anything like that?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great. So that's a pass.
So you kind of deduce that there must be some kind of compound that's in the tranq dart that the alien doesn't like.
Okay, could I scan it and find out more about it?
I mean, you can pretty much tell that it resembles what you know is a cephalopod, right?
Oh, okay.
It's definitely a squid type, or some sort of variation of what an Earth person would call a squid or a octopus.
Now the true question is, what is this doing on this ship? You know?
Perhaps it was in one of the crates.
A fair guess, definitely.
Do you guys want to take more time to check out the rest of the cargo bay?
Yeah,
I would like to. Yes.
I think I'm gonna pick the space squid up and put it in the open cargo crate just so we can easily haul it back.
Oh, great idea.
Yeah, and I'll move to the next closest crate that looks like this one and try and get that one open as well so we can see what's inside.
I'd say with like the nature of like hacking and everything like that, I would say that each one of these would just not require a roll, right? You would already pretty much know how to open them now. And so you move to the next one and you pop it open, and it's the same thing. It's more malachite and these nice bars. The only problem you see is that there's an alliance stamp on it, but you probably know a guy who knows a guy who can get that taken care of.
Are they too heavy for us to like haul out of here, or like how can we get them out?
You could probably get one each.
Do we see any kind of heavy equipment that's used for transporting these kind of crates around? Like I don't know, anything, to be honest.
Like a power suit thing from Alien.
Yeah, like that, or like I don't know,
I hadn't
a
played
hover
but
wagon or something.
But that's kind of cool. So let's see if roll your lowest attribute to see if there is a cool alien-like forklift thing that's really a mech suit.
All right, so my lowest is 34. So let's see. 76.
So there's no alien. You know, fuck that. There is.
Okay, great, because I have heavy machinery, which works right along with it. So that's great.
Yeah, there is. That's just cool. So,
all right, guys. I'm gonna make this easy on all of us. So I hop on over and get inside of the cool mech suit, pull down the little protection bar in front of me, and power it up.
So you do that, right? Do you? I'd say you need to roll like a mechanics to make sure that you can start the thing.
Okay.
So intelligence or with mechanics if you have that.
Okay, so I've got heavy machinery, mechanical repair. Either of those would work, right?
Yeah, I'd say whichever one's better.
All right, so they're both 10%. So let's do 46 or less, or actually less than 46. So I got 5.
Good. So you start the thing up, and it satisfyingly like lights up, and you can feel the controls. I would say though, like with this thing, I don't think this thing would be able to move through the ship though. You know, like I don't think that I feel like it would be used for mostly in this room and then loading off the big doors that are at the end of it.
Right. Well, guess that was useless then.
It was a nice try, Brett.
I mean, I guess you could attempt to. I mean, it is a derelict ship. You could just be like, "Fuck this door," like just wreck the ship a little more.
Yeah. I guess you know what? I'm just dumb enough to try that. Let's try it.
All right. So, Brett gets into the mech suit, and you guys both look at him and like a look like, I don't think that's gonna fit through doors. Hold on just a second. So I don't know. See it should, and we have to figure out a way to house rule this. What can you roll while in a mech suit to say like strength plus 20 or something like that? What's the expert? Is it expert is
expert is plus 15, master is plus 20.
Master's plus 20. Yeah, we can say plus 20 for it with a strength roll to see if it's able to get out of the door.
All right. So 36.
36, is that a pass?
Yeah, my strength was it's a pass. My strength was 39, so
Dope.
plus
So-
the 20.
He loads up there's 5 of these things. He loads up all 5 onto the mech suit, and then just kind of pulls the door open, and you hear it like, or you can feel it. I guess you wouldn't hear necessarily, right? In a situation like this, you would feel the vibrations. Or would you? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't even feel them. You'd feel them through maybe the ground, but and it just kind of crumples open. And I'd say since you passed that one, we'll be able to. You can just crumple the rest of the doors back to the ship.
Okay, I look back at him and say, "Hey, you ladies coming or what?"
We are going to be rich. You know, Android. Does money matter to an android?
Well, you can always buy upgrades.
About to say, if not, I'll take his cut.
No, I don't think that would be appropriate.
So you make your way back through to the opening, the whole breach that you came from. You walk through the power core full of corpses, and on past that, and again you see all these various floating bodies. Whenever you get back to the hole, you look out onto the ship, and it's like a little bit further than it was, and it seems that the rigging has come loose of the ship that you're on, and the lights are like flickering in the ship, in the Hades.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
I knew
Yeah.
we shouldn't have saved that goddamn girl, Brett.
You know what? Let's just get over there, see what's going on. Maybe Captain went on one of his little drinking binges or something, is hitting a button. Who knows?
It is an old ship. It's been through a lot.
All right. So the rigging's come loose. So that means I'll have to use my rigging gun again, correct?
Yeah, but I think this time it's going to be because of the distance. It's going to be at a little more consequence than last time.
Okay.
Right. So I think this is an appropriate time to do a crisis check. Right. So I'm going to put this as a crisis 3, which means that if you fail this, then you take 3 stress automatically. Right.
Okay.
And we'll go with you're shooting the rigging gun.
Yes.
We'll go with combat.
Go with combat. Okay.
For the roll.
So does 0G or any of that kick into this? I don't think so.
Maybe the 0G. Yeah.
Okay, so that's plus 10%. That's good. 5.
All right. So you need to do 2. You need 2 more successes in a row.
Okay.
Um,
That's 44, so that's equal to, because so that's a critical failure then.
okay. So, and then we'll go. So this is what happens. You shoot the rigging gun, and it lands into your ship, the Hades, right?
Okay.
And so you automatically take 3 stress, by the way.
Okay.
And you're the first one out onto the rigging, right? And as soon as you get out onto the wire, and like clip yourself to it or whatever, it pulls itself loose, and now you're hanging from the ship, like clipped to this thing. But it doesn't matter if you're clipped to it because you could slide right off the end of it, right? So I'm gonna need you to make a fear save.
Oh, great. Okay. Dang it, 36, which is a failure. Yeah.
So is a pretty big moment, so I'm going to roll 2d10 stress. Right? So you take 6 stress, and after you do that, make a panic check.
Oh, great. I'm at 40 stress right now, so this is going to be lovely. Oh, and I rolled a 52.
All right, so you failed your panic check?
Yeah.
All right. I don't have the rule book open right now. Does anybody?
I'm going to it real quick.
Okay. Because you just roll on the panic table.
Yeah. Here we go. Panic table. All right, and so since I am a teamster, I can re-roll
Okay.
once. Re-roll if I want to.
So while he's doing that, what are you guys doing while he's like hanging from this like wire? Like it's like dangling. I'm sure like you secured it to the others. I'm sure that's how it worked. But like, what are you guys doing while he's dangling from this wire?
Can I like try and pull it back in so I can pull him back closer?
Okay. Well, let's see what happens on his panic.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm also screaming like, "Keep calm, man! Keep your cool."
So like over the intercom, you hear that. So what's your panic? What's the results of your panic?
So I rolled a 61, so I'm trying to see because for some reason it looks like it only goes up to 30. Am I looking at that correct?
Oh yeah, it's so I think there's a typo maybe. So I would roll 3d10 on that, right?
Okay. Just add them together. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's going to end up being what? 10, 13, 15. So hallucinations for the next 2d10 hours. You have trouble distinguishing between reality and fantasy. You know what? I think I'm going to keep with that. I think I'm going to rock with that one.
It's better than a lot of other alternatives, I'll say.
Yeah, exactly. So next 14 hours.
And I think it is so I'm sorry that we're spending so much time on this thing, but I think it's an appropriate time to do another crisis situation, right? So I'm going to need 3 successful strength rolls to see if you're able to maintain your grip on this rigging. And because Vance Vassar is trying to pull the thing in, I think that you should take a plus 10% to the strength rolls to get back in.
Okay. So does 0G help too? Since I am in 0G at the moment.
Sure. So we'll stack those, right? Because he's helping, you'll get an extra.
All right. So that's plus 20 then to strength. You said.
Yep. And I need 3 of those in a row.
All right. So that one's a pass. That one's a pass. And that one's a pass. Yes.
So you're able to pull your way back in with the help of Vance, and you finally like get back in and get the mag boots like secured back on. So like, what is that moment like?
We almost lost you there, buddy.
Holy crap! Jeez Louise! Oh, I owe you half my stash there, guys. I start kissing the ground and everything.
I slap him on the back, like, damn it. God damn, I hate space.
So I assume that if you're going to like attempt to do the same thing, that you would take more time doing it, and that you'd be more careful.
Definitely so. Yes.
So we'll just leave it at that one crisis, and I'll just say that it's a automatic success on getting the rigging on the second try.
Thank God.
I feel like that would just be like really weird if we just went into like a scene where like it breaks and then you fall and then somebody else.
Deja vu, baby. Deja vu.
You think you got it this time, buddy?
Yeah. Shut up and sit back real quick. I just put the gun up, aim, and nail it this time.
Um, so you're able to do that, and I assume that you took some time to get like the malachite secured on the rigging and sending it across and being able. So you do all that. It takes some time. Again, you're kind of like looking at the ship, and it's like flickering. Um, some of the lights and stuff like that are like doing this weird flicker that you've not ever seen the ship do. And you make your way across, and you get into the airlock, and everything seems to be like generally normal, but the lights on the inside of the ship are like doing are like flickering, like just like that horror movie lights flickering, like bit 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 bit, and you guys stand there in this airlock with these flickering lights, with the crates of malachite.
You know, guys, I think I've seen this in a movie once.
Where do people typically hang out on the ship? Like, where's like the meeting place?
Looks like there's a common area on like the um
Or like, would it be the bridge? Should we go to the bridge to figure out, like, see if we could find the captain or something like that?
Definitely. Or to the, you know, we did send the captain to the med bay, so with that creepy little girl.
It's true. We should probably check on the. Oh, now she's creepy.
I mean, you know, she was screaming her head off.
We should check on the. See what's going on there, right?
What you think, Mark?
Well, yes. Probably checking on the captain would be first. You know how angry he gets. Probably would like to get an update sooner rather than later.
Yeah, let's go make the cap happy. Let's go find him.
So you guys are making your way to the med bay.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So you exit into the hallway. Again, lights flickering. And then, like, as soon as you guys get into the hallway, you hear like a scream. It doesn't sound like the little girl this time though. It sounds like it is Lissa. And like she comes running around the corner, like to meet you guys, and she's got blood all over her mouth, and it's dripping down the front of her like overalls, and even over all the grease and everything like that. You can see the blood seeping into her overalls. And she's like screaming this like gurgled scream. And who's like, so in this situation, who's in front? Like, is there, or are you guys kind of like three abreast, or?
Well, I would say that once she sort of comes up, since I had sort of been more buddy-buddy with her, being a little bit mechanically inclined, I would sort of move to intercept her. You said she was running at us, like try and like stop her and try and calm her down.
So you get in front of her, and she kind of, it's a good thing that you did. And she kind of like you grab hold of her shoulders or whatever you do to kind of intercept her, and she like starts to like cough, and she starts to like vomit the like blood all over the front of you. So I guess I'm gonna need you to make a like a fear check or something like that. Yeah. Because we can't make you do like a body save or anything like that, because
That is
biological. What was that?
is a pass.
Can I scan her and see what's going on?
At disadvantage, yeah, sure.
Okay.
So an easier way to do advantage or disadvantage, and shout out to Scott Yules if he's watching right now. I know we have 3 viewers. But instead of re-rolling the whole roll, just re-roll the 10s die.
Okay.
Or just roll the 10s die twice.
Fuck. Fail.
So you like try you he's like getting like vomited on with all this like blood vomit, and you try to scan her, but she's like too like she's like freaking out too bad or something like that, not still enough for the scanner to get a good reading. And
As
then
as a doctor, would like since I had like I saw the parasite thing, right? And I also saw like the dead bodies. Could I like discern if this is like she's infected or something?
I mean, other than it's pretty fair to say there's something weird going on. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Okay.
like, because I don't think we saw any bodies with heads on them or anything like that, where you got like a look of their face before they died or anything like that. But she's just like steady, like, and it's like a lot. Like, it's not like you're starting to wonder, like, does she even have any more blood in her body if all of this blood is being vomited out of her mouth? Stuff like that's how much blood there is, and it's starting to get on the floor and seep underneath of you guys. And I would say just seeing that is also going to make you guys do a fear save as well.
That's a pass on my fear save.
Fail.
We know I'm good at fear saves.
And at disadvantage if you pass the first one, roll again because you're a rounded android.
I failed it. So
All right. So you guys take 4 stress and then make a panic check. And also, what are you seeing, by the way?
Pass.
yes, pass.
So what does the hallucinations look like though when seeing like?
So I think at this point, instead of seeing her with the blood coming down and hearing the gurgling and such, perhaps I actually see like some kind of disfigured monstrous thing coming at us.
Dope. More stress.
And as she's sort of vomiting everywhere, I'm gonna just try and like I have my hands on her shoulders. I'm just gonna try and like get her to like sit down or lay down or something. I'm just like very, very straightly saying like you need to calm down, you need to relax, and like just trying to get her to calm down. But it's almost in a way like he's preparing her for he doesn't think that she's going to be around for a whole lot longer, and he doesn't want her last moments to be pure panic.
The patient must be neutralized, I say. Sorry.
So you start to like push her down. She's like literally like flailing, like scratching at your like artificial face and stuff like that, and just like screaming. But it's that like I don't know, that scream that you hear whenever somebody's just flailing. I don't know if that makes sense to you. And you kind of like push her to the ground, but she's still like shaking and convulsing, and like blood and like foamy blood is like coming out of her mouth and soaking her overalls. And then suddenly her head just goes poof and pops off and explodes over everybody, right? And these 4 tentacles reach their way out, and they're like a lot longer than the tentacles of the squid monster that was on your face earlier, and they start to whip themselves around, right? So roll fear to see if you guys are surprised, to see if you guys can act, and then also roll fear again because that's fucked up and maybe you might need to take some stress. So.
Really? So 97.
Is equal to the number of Phil?
No.
Okay, so I passed both.
Yeah, I failed both.
All right. So
My first one was good, but my second one, seeing those tentacles, just
Oh wait, did you roll with disadvantage on your fear test?
Oh no, let me do that again. Okay, I failed the fear.
All right. So everybody who failed their fear test takes 9 stress and rolls panic.
Pass. Yes. No hallucinations for the good doctor.
You're muted, Brian.
So I rolled a 19, which is actually less than my stress.
Yeah. So you are panicking again. So I think that you guys are each going to take 1 stress too, just to because your comrade is panicking again, right? And roll on that panic table again and see what we get on top of your hallucinations.
So let's see. It's going to be 10. Let's see what's 10. Nervous twitch. Gain 2 stress. The nearest crew member also gains 1 stress.
So whoever's closest to him gets this, unless you re-roll.
I'll take it. I'll be close to Brian. I mean,
And he starts twitching, and now he's twitching and seeing things like horrific monsters and stuff like that. And hold on, now that there's actually horrific monsters, what do you see?
Confetti.
Balloons and shit.
So I'm like got my hands held, like my hands on the side of my head, like holy shit, what's going on?
All right, sweet. So this thing, you guys are not surprised. So roll speed to see if you can act before this. And it's still like you can tell there's more of this thing inside of her like torso.
is it like coming out?
Just the tentacles right now. So they're like flailing around, like flopping all over the place.
All right, so I passed.
Okay.
I passed.
So everybody who passed, you go before the enemy.
All right. So Mark, I don't know if you want to go first or if you want me to go first.
I got a 20, so
I got a 14.
all right, you can go first then.
All right, so I'm gonna take my vibe shetty or whatever, and I'm going to take a hack at this crazy thing.
Definitely do it.
So I've got close quarters combat, so that gives me expert level, so that gives me plus 15.
I'd say that you can also take maybe like a plus 5% or something to that roll because Mark II is holding her down.
Okay, so I rolled a 6, which is mega pass. Well, it's a pass.
Well, maybe we'll see. I rolled a 97, which is not a pass for me. So deal your damage.
6.
6.
All right, so
I don't know. Maybe that's not a lot of damage.
no, it's not a lot of damage. It's only a D10. So wait, is it a D10 or is it more? Hold on. It's 2D10. I'm sorry.
All right.
So let me roll again. 6, 16. Make it 16.
All right. All right. So you hit this thing, and like this like black ichor like blood comes out of it, and starts to kind of spill onto the thing, but it's still like flailing everywhere. Mark, what do you do?
I see him hacking at it with his Vibe Shetty, and I'm going to take mine off of my hip and do the same. It's just kind of trying to hold the creature down by like the stump of the neck to try and keep it in place, and then hacking at it with my other hand.
Dope.
So that is combat. I rolled a 94, so that is not
All right.
not a
So
good.
you don't hit this thing. It's able to kind of you go to like chop off a tentacle and it slides out of the way quickly, and it is going to strike back at you, Mark. So roll combat, and I did not pass.
Yeah, I did not either.
And we are on Vance Vassar.
I scream, "You imbeciles! You're hurting it! It's gorgeous! It must be studied!" And I try and shoot it with my trank gun. So should I roll combat?
Yeah.
Okay. I fail.
And I passed. So we are back on the first two again.
All right. So you want to keep the same order there, Mark? All right.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So I'm going to take yet another hack at it. 38, which is that passes.
And I passed with a 54, so it's a miss.
Yep. Swing and a miss.
If it's my turn, I'm gonna hack at it as well. And that is a big fail on my side.
All right. So the thing is going to try to get, because you're holding her down, obviously. Going to go after you again, Mark. And I got a 98, so it is like just flailing. Like it might be nicking you a little bit, but it's not doing any real damage to you. It's just flailing there, almost like it's trying to get out or something like that.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna try and shoot it again. And that's a fuck. Wait, I have military training. Does that apply?
Sure.
Okay, so it's a pass.
Yeah, I failed. So you hit this thing with the trank dart, and it kind of like you hear like a scream sound kind of, but it almost more sounds like air getting released through like whenever you do the balloon thing where you let the air out and it makes that noise. It's like almost like air escaping from it, not really a scream. And you can see like, I don't know if you've ever seen like salt on a slug or anything like that. You see it kind of like pulsate like it's like losing fluid or something like that.
Is it like dying? Can I tell?
It's definitely shriveling up for sure. And we'll say, so this thing pops free of the body, and it's like a bigger version of the thing that you saw earlier. And let's go ahead and say that it does 3d10 damage to it.
So I should roll that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 1, 8. Got 9 plus 3 is 12. 12.
All right. So this thing is going to, it looks like it's going to try to run away, right? So I think how we should handle that is that we should all, are you guys going, if it tried to run away, would you guys try to chase it, or?
Hell yeah.
I was wondering if I could try to shoot it with my rigging gun.
All right, so let me roll. So I guess what we should do is, yeah, we'll roll speed. If it passes, against you guys, it gets away. If it doesn't, then you are able to take an action to get it against it before it gets away.
Okay, so all of us are going to roll it?
Yep.
Okay.
And I got a 100, so.
92, so that's a definite fail for me.
Yeah, I failed as well.
Yeah,
Crap.
no.
We all rolled in the 90s and 100s. That's awesome.
Catch it, you fools! We can't let it escape.
So the thing, escapes out the like down the hallway, and you can kind of see it start to skitter up the wall, and you see it take a tentacle and open up a ventilation shaft and skitter into the ventilation shaft, and it's gone for a moment.
I'm gonna be quietly impressed that it is intelligent.
I'm just gonna stand there with my mouth open and go, well, this sucks.
And in front of you is your friend Lissa, a very nice girl. She has never done anything wrong to anybody as far as you know, and she stands in front of you, head blown off, the neck resembling the necks of those that were in the other ship. Yeah. And the lights still flickering, blood all over the ground.
Guys, so remind me next time we find a screaming little girl in any kind of cryo hub that you just remind me to leave it. Okay, guys?
Yeah, Mark slowly like stands up and he sort of wipes a bit of the blood and the ooze off of his face. And he's just really silent. And he just turns and looks towards Brett with that comment and just sort of nods.
Question real quick. So the stuff in a tranq pistol, I don't know, could I like assume that the things in a stim pack would affect the creature as well?
No. I would say that it's that the compounds and stuff like that, you would know that they're different enough to where maybe or maybe not. Like you wouldn't know what exact if there is common compounds.
Okay.
You wouldn't know which one is affecting the breeze and stuff like that. And plus, the stim packs are more like speed or like.
Okay. Cool.
You know what I mean?
This calls for experimentation, obviously.
Well, guys, at least you know that that explosion of confetti everywhere. It put chocolate all over the place. All this chocolate all over. Kind of dip my hand in some of the blood and go to taste it.
I just stare at him like really perplexed. Like, all right.
Doesn't taste very good though. Golly. Anyway,
buddy, that's not. Never mind.
Let's go.
So, how is everybody doing stress-wise? I'm curious.
I'm at a 39.
I'm at 12.
Oh wow. I'm at 55. Just putting that out there.
I wonder. There should be a limit. It should be like, okay, your character is insane, completely insane. So I think right now is a good time to take another break. Again, I'm sorry that I did this so frequent, but you know I've been drinking and I smoke cigarettes. So
yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, I'll be right back.
This is fun.
Yeah, this is crazy, and I don't know, man. My guy's gonna break more often than not at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Unless we get into some situation where I can decrease that stress.
Yeah, I'm not entirely familiar with this system. I just read the like the player's guide.
Oh yeah.
Like 2 hours before we started. Is there even like how do you get rid of stress? Oh, right here. How do I relieve stress?
Yeah, that's it.
Resting.
Yeah, I'm fairly positive I'm gonna purchase the hard version of it, like physical copy of this.
Yeah, this is really cool. I like it.
Yeah, watch. Have you ever seen a Questing Beast on YouTube?
I know the name. I think I had seen a couple of his like map making videos. If I got the name.
Oh yeah,
the channel right.
That sounds correct. So he does a lot of reviews of like of different books and stuff. A lot of it's OSR stuff. The reason why I got onto this is because he actually did a review of it, so I found it on drive-through for free.
Yeah.
But he's actually got the physical copy in his hands when he's reviewing it, and it's paperback, but it's well made. Apparently, like the outside is actually cardstock instead of like regular paper.
Really?
So yeah, so like awesome. 15. I think it's like $15 from the website that's linked to it. So
yeah, that's not bad.
What's $15?
The physical copy of this game.
Ah, nice. Yeah, I only have the PDF, and I bought Dead Planet too, which is it's really good if you guys haven't bought it.
I haven't yet. So I was telling him I'm actually going to buy the physical copy of this one and Dead Planet right along with it. They're $15 a piece, so figure it's $30 well spent.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
All right, I'll be back. I'm gonna go get a drink. Why can't I get like a panic roll of 2 to 3, like laser focus? That'd be great.
I know, right? Like, I'm just happy I haven't panicked yet because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Luckily, once per session, I can re-roll my panic effect. So if I get something completely crazy like heart attack or something like that, at least I can re-roll it.
Yeah, I noticed like Teamster is the only one that has like a positive panic effect. Like everyone else has like if I fail a sanity check, like everyone takes stress, you know?
Yeah. It's kind of chancy though, because if I do roll something that's not completely terrible, but I don't want it, I'd have to roll again, and I have to accept whatever I roll. So if I did roll like heart attack on that one, then I'm screwed. So
Do you
So
just
what do you
die?
guys think so far, like mechanics wise and stuff like that?
Oh, I am totally in love with this game.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
like
having
it.
a great time.
It's slick. I think it's very, very slick. So you guys stand over your deceased friend, head missing, flesh torn, blood all over the place, and have just encountered some kind of very large cephalopod-like creature with serrated tentacles. A bigger version of what had attacked you earlier. And it seems like Mark is being like the the beat up doll for the the squids this session.
yeah, that's it.
Better him than me.
So it seemed to escape into the ventilation and it opened it itself. Like it didn't try to squeeze through the grates or anything like that. It opened fucking ventilation.
Well, this sucks. So we're in the med bay, right? Or have we not made it there yet?
No, you guys were on your way to the med bay, and
Which-
she came running around the corner, and it had exploded on you.
All right. So we were originally trying to get to the med bay to see whatever happened to the captain. So, you guys cool with continuing that mission?
I think it's the best option we have right now.
Yes.
All right, we continue on then.
So you make your way to the med bay, and you get to the and it's kind of like a glass enclosure, like similar to the cryo chamber that you saw before. And you can look in, and you see on the medical table, perfectly intact, you see the little girl.
So, is she lying on the medical table, or is she sitting up? Is she coherent? Like,
Oh,
what?
she's like she looks like she's like asleep, like she's like almost fetal position on the table.
Okay.
So maybe like it didn't come from her and it just got on the ship. Like I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. So I'm gonna walk over there and check on her cautiously.
So you approach the med bay doors and they open for you, and you walk over there, and you say, "Are you gonna like just like shake her, or like are you just gonna like look at her?"
I'm gonna kind of like little girl and like kind of just like reach my hand out to timidly like tap her. Like I'm trying to be careful with it just in case she like, you know, goes all like demon on me and tries to bite my arm off or something.
So as soon as you like make a noise more than just the medical bay door opening, she like like very quickly like turns over and starts fucking screaming bloody murder again. And just the sound of her scream is gonna make you guys take like a sanity check.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Pass.
All right, so you take 2 more stress and make a panic check. So your friend Brett Miles is in the fit of furious hallucination as well as twitching in an unsettling way, so much so to make you guys like nervous.
I pull out my trank gun and I just stare at Brett and stare at the trank gun. I stare at Brett.
Well, so on that note, I rolled a 50, which is a fail since I'm at 57 right now.
All right, so I'm gonna say that you guys also are gonna take stress from him panicking again. So I think I'm gonna roll a d10 for the stress that you guys are gonna take from it. So you guys take 5 stress.
All right, so cowardice, gain 1 stress for the next 1d10 hours. You must make a fear save to exchange or to engage in combat or else flee. Oh, that's gonna suck.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You know what? I'm gonna use my Teamster ability and re-roll that one real quick.
Ooh, chancy.
Yes, I know, but I'm doing it anyway. We just had a conversation about that actually. So 23 death drive for the next XD10 days, where X equals stress. Whenever you encounter a stranger or known enemy, you must make a sanity save or else immediately attack them.
That's like the opposite of the the other one.
That's amazing. So my stress is 57. So for the next 57 D10 days. Are we kidding? No.
So you have hallucinations and a will to die right now.
I don't have 57 DC. Let's just.
Well, I'm just gonna
rest
say
of
that
the
all the
adventure.
panic effects that are more than like an hour or whatever are just gonna be for the rest of the session.
Yes, let's do that.
So as to uncomplicate things and not have to figure out time and whatnot. So your friend is fucking panicking and twitching, and he's got a weird look in his eye now. As you guys are standing, did you guys approach the girl too as she's screaming?
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
But her head's not gone, and she doesn't seem to have any blood or anything on her, or anything like that.
Is there anything like? Oh no, I couldn't scan her. Damn, I'm trying to figure out like if there's anything like weird about her. Cause
I
like
think
why
you
is
could probably try for another.
why is she alive?
I think
You
you
know?
could probably try for another scan since there's been time since the other one.
Okay, let's see. So that is a pass.
All right. So you do the scan, and you have an image of the inside of her body, and you see that most of her internal organs are gone, and that what's there instead seems to be like spherical objects.
Like, so there's no organs, there's just spheres in her?
Yes.
Okay. I turn to the other two and I'm like, I don't think she's human, or maybe she was human at one point, but something has changed. Something has happened to this girl. Her organs are gone, and they're made up of spheres now. I could dissect her.
If it would stop the screaming, then I say do it.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
So I'm gonna kill her and dissect her. Okay.
All right, and I'm gonna say that that's so. You're going to like strap the girl down and then like dissect her, I assume, or something like that to that nature.
Yeah, I'm a scientist of lax moral values. This is what I'm gonna do.
All right, so not for you, but for the other two, you guys are going to make sanity checks because I don't think anybody should be completely okay with.
It's for science.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a fail.
Ooh.
And mine's a fail as well.
All right. So you guys take 8 more stress, and so whatever kind of like empathy drives Mark II has are definitely um, firing on all cylinders whenever he sees the little girl being dissected. So you guys take 8 stress and make a panic check again.
Stay calm. She is not human anymore.
Okay, so yeah, I rolled an 11, which is a critical fail.
All right,
I got a 12.
All right. So you guys are both panicking. But the critical fail. I'm gonna say you roll twice on the table.
All right. So first one is 25, broken for the next XD10 days, where X is equal to stress. Make a panic roll whenever a nearby crew member fails a save. Great.
And I got anxious, which was just gain 1 stress. Relatively fine.
That's awesome.
And I got 13, so I got the cowardice one again. So for the next D10 days, or D10 hours, which is 3. So the next 3 hours, you must make a fear save to engage in combat, or else flee. Yay.
So how's that gonna work? Since one of them is run towards combat, I think you should re-roll that one, man. I don't know if you think that's fair or not, but I think you should re-roll that one since it's in direct conflict with the other.
Okay, that's 18. Overwhelmed. Gain 1d10 stress. So 4.
All right. So you're probably up in like the 60s now, right?
Actually, that puts me at 69.
So you are definitely feeling the effects of this weird situation that's happening. So you strap the girl down. I'm gonna say because you're a scientist and a biologist that there's no need to roll to see whether or not you can cut her open, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a master scientist.
So you open the girl's chest cavity as do you like tranquilize her or anything like that, or do you just allow her to be like awake?
I'm not a monster. Of course I tranquilize her.
So She is asleep. You open up her chest cavity, and you don't see lungs, you don't see her heart anymore, but you do see these like pulsing, like throbbing, almost like large versions of like frog eggs or something like that. And you can see that they're kind of like incorporated into the flesh that's around them. So your I guess your medical instinct would maybe tell you that these are what was keeping her alive, and they kind of like make like a they're pulsing, and they make like a hiss sound, like almost like air is being released from them, like as they're pulsing.
This leads to more mysteries. I'm gonna inject one with a stim pack.
Um, so immediately, the orb starts to like shake like violently, and like pulse like more, and like hiss more. Um, but other than that, it just seems to stimulate it more than anything.
So it seems like this little girl was not human after all, and that she was being kept alive by the monsters as a breeding ground for them. Or not monsters, aliens.
So all I see is a giant Easter egg. I don't know why you're cutting it an Easter egg, but okay, whatever.
Is there any way I could like? Is there like a, I don't know what you call it, like a valise, like a thing that I could like cordon off, like a glass box or something, so I could.
Like quarantiner?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think so. I think there would be something like that.
So I'm gonna do that to the body, and I'm also, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for now.
All right. So, you kind of push her into this like quarantine area, um, and you like there's like a manual lock on the outside, and you snap the lock shut, and like just as you get the thing secured, well, what like I'm curious as to like what would be going through your head as you get the door shut and everything like that.
Well, I'm like just really curious about like these fascinating creatures we found. Like it's like a total like a puzzle, and puzzles are just intriguing. You know what I mean? Like it's like a really morbid curiosity that is going through my head.
So as you're having these thoughts of curiosity and wanting to preserve these specimens and whatnot, um, you hear like a little clatter in the ventilation shaft. Um, would Vince look up whenever you heard that?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I would look up.
So you look up and you notice that there's a vent right above your head as you like as you're having these thoughts of curiosity, and as you get the door shut, and the thing flies open, and the tentacles reach out, and this thing is attempting to latch onto your face. So roll a fear, just you for right now. Roll a fear to see whether or not you're surprised, at disadvantage as well.
I am surprised.
All right. So this thing is going to try to attach itself to you, to your person. So roll a combat against me. I'll also accept a strength if that's better.
Combat is a pass at a 12.
So I also passed, but I got a 69. So this thing is going to start putting its tentacles into your mouth. And you are also going to take damage as this is happening. So you take a total of 11 damage. And I think that is like more than half of your HP, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm at 4 HP now.
So you're going to need to make a stress check, a panic check. And you're going to take, actually, hold on. You're going to take 1d10 panic. So it's or 1d7 stress, and then make the check.
Okay, so 7 stress is 4. And I failed the panic, so I have to roll on that table.
Yep. And roll. I think it says that it's like a 2d10 table, but it actually goes to 30. So I don't know how that works, but I would roll 3d10 on that, and that's the only way that I've made sense out of it.
Okay.
I think it excludes something, but we would figure it out if you rolled like 111 or something like that. We'd have to house rule it. You're muted, Brian.
I was saying if he didn't have it pulled up, I've got it pulled up so he can just roll and I could tell him what it is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll 3d10 on a dice roller because I don't have 3d10. I'm gonna find one online. Okay. So I got a 3, 7. I got a 15.
And doesn't everybody take stress because you panic?
Only for sanity fails.
Okay. Okay, never mind.
Because then the scientist is like, I can't explain this, and everyone's like, fuck.
Okay, so it's hallucinations. So for the next 2d10 hours, determined secretly, you have trouble distinguishing between reality and fantasy.
All right, great.
Now we have 2 hallucinating party members and a android who is cold and freaking you guys out just from how cool and calm he is being in the face of these kind of situations.
So and just a note. So I see him instead of seeing tentacles going into his mouth. What I see is him trying to eat like a bowl of spaghetti or something.
Can I scream?
This is a really weird time to be eating, dude.
I'm like trying to scream and like pull it off me.
Now, don't you have to? Doesn't Brett Miles need to make a check or throw himself into combat for no?
Yes, because he failed. Well, actually, he failed a check, so I have to. I think I have to roll a panic check. I think because somebody else failed.
Oh shit, we're getting into the depths of panicking at the part.
It's just like stacking and being crazy.
Let me double check that. So no, not that. It's hard to keep track of what all I've got at this point. So broken for the next whatever. Make a panic roll whenever a nearby crew member fails a save. Yes, so I need to make a panic check. Oh yes, 7. So I passed that one.
No. If you
that's a fail. That's a lower. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's see what I got this time. So I am freaking the crap out again. That's 14, 15. I think that's one I have already. Yeah, hallucination. So I just start hallucinating like hardcore to where like I'm down on my knees, kind of unresponsive kind of thing.
As I see him collapse, I go over and try and pull him up and I don't know, try and talk some sense into him.
You're gonna help him while I'm dying.
I mean, yeah.
So yeah, he's got. So Vance Vassar has a squid in his mouth right now, trying to get further down, and you can feel like it's like the tentacles are in your mouth. They haven't quite went down your throat or anything like that, but I'm just gonna say because this thing is trying to act against Vance Vassar and by itself, then you guys can go ahead and act. And then Vance.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was just basically slapping the crap out of Brett, trying to get him back into reality so that we can both try and take care of Vance.
You want anybody to make a roll for that, or you want me to just?
Well, you're the one who said that you were cripplingly hallucinating. So I guess if I was going to make it a roll, I would do a sanity save. Yeah. And I would take more stress if I was going to make a sanity save as well. So.
Well, let's do that just because I think that's thematically that fits this scene. So I rolled an 8 for a sanity save, so that's a pass.
Yeah. So you're able to kind of get your cognizance back for just a moment. You're hallucinating. I don't know what you see in the android. I don't know if he looks the way he looks to you normally for a moment or whatever. But you're able to kind of snap free of the crazy stress trip that you're on for a moment.
All right, so dadgummit. So how far are we away from the debacle?
Close.
Close. Okay, so close enough that I could take a swing with my machete then, right?
Oh yeah, but I'm going to say that this is, and I should have probably did this last time, but this is going to be a disadvantage with the possibility of injuring your friend who is being.
Okay. So I've got close quarters, so that gives me plus 15. So it's combat, so it's going to end up putting me at 40. Whoop, no, that's not right. Hold on. Math is hard. 49. So let's try this. Rolled a 41, so that is a pass.
And I rolled an 11, so that is definitely a pass. So let's say that gets the, instead of what, so you said that you're hitting with the machete?
Correct. So it's 2d10.
Okay, so go ahead and do your damage.
All right, so that is 15.
All right, awesome. So that gets, and then we'll also say that gets it one step closer to being off of his face.
Okay, yippee skippy. So I swing at it and sever a couple of its tentacles.
It is no longer, the tentacles are no longer in your mouth, Vance, but it is still attached to your face. What in Mark 2 you already went, and this thing is, and let's say, oh wait. What? Let me. The thing already acted. Then you guys acted. I think it's probably best if we just go ahead and roll a speed to determine initiative for the rest of the round.
15. I pass.
I fail.
I passed.
All right. So those of you that passed, go ahead and take a turn, and then the thing, and then those of you that failed.
All right, Vassar, I think you should go first since it's attached to your face.
Okay, I'm gonna try and shoot my face with my tranq pistol, which has turned out to be quite useful.
All right, so it's again, this is point blank. So I'd say advantage.
Okay, on combat?
Yeah.
Okay. Does military training help? To
Yes.
shoot yourself in the head?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Fuck, really? Okay, I failed.
I mean, you've seen the movie Full Metal Jacket, so.
Oh, no.
Did you take advantage on that too?
Oh, no, actually, I did not.
Yeah, just reroll your 10s die.
Oh, yes, pass.
All right, and I got a 23 that's a pass as well. Did you get better than that or no?
No, I got a 1.
All right, so you shoot wild, and it kind of clings off. How are you doing on, how many tranks do you have? How many?
Well, I started with a clip of 6 shot, and I've used 4 total.
All right.
So I guess I'll just roll that. I mean, you can roll that I just have the 1 clip, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're starting to run out of what you think might be the creature's weakness. And you shoot one of the valuable darts across the room. And then the thing is going to try to jam itself back down your throat. So I failed my combat roll.
Okay. So
Good.
I'm going to take another swing at it.
All right.
All right. 52. That's a fail.
All right. So it is still attached to his face.
Dang it! So I swing
But
wild.
not in his mouth. Not in his mouth. It hasn't made its way. It hasn't tainted him yet. But
Wild swing. He's flailing.
all right. So are we back at the top of initiative again?
Mark
Or
did
did
that.
yeah.
Yeah. As I am going to I see the dart from the tranq gun fly off, and I am going to go after that.
All right. So I say that you're gonna need to roll like an intelligence to be able to find it, right? Because it's a small dart.
Yeah, and I don't have any skills that would be good for that. So that's a fail. That's a 76.
So you go scrambling for this dart, looking for it on the ground and things like that, and you cannot see it anyway. And we are at the top of initiative again. So
I'm gonna try and shoot it again.
right.
So, combat and with advantage again.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a pass.
Did you do better than 35?
Fuck no.
All right. So, still, you shoot another dart, leaving you with one dart left. You have one dart. Is that correct? Or so leaving you with one dart, and it kind of flies over in the general direction of where Mark II is looking for the other dart. And then we are on Brett Miles, right?
Yeah. So let's see here. I
Get
reckon
that
the
goddamn thing off me.
In the throes of your hallucination,
that's just crazy enough to work. So no, I guess I'm gonna just chop at it one more time. I'm afraid to use my rigging gun. I'm afraid to impel impel Vassar's head with it. So let me roll my combat real quick. So that is a pass 37.
I failed.
Okay, so that's great. So 2d10. We go 11.
All right. So, you describe how you kill this thing.
All right, so I basically kind of grab onto what I can that's sticking out, and then just bring that machete down right into the bulk of it.
And this like black ichor kind of falls to the ground and splatters all over everybody. And you guys are left in this situation. I don't know if you're like huffing and puffing or what, but it is definitely a very tense moment.
I'm gonna drop to the floor and vomit, and then be like, "Weak human flesh." Ah.
At this point, I realized that it wasn't a bowl of spaghetti after all, and realized what it actually was. That's lovely. Not spaghetti sauce, I guess.
No, you fool! It's not spaghetti. It's trying to kill me. It's an alien.
And I'm still over there looking for the darts, kind of very, very single-mindedly trying to get them back.
I'd say given enough time, you'd find them.
Hey, Mark, did you find Waldo?
I found these, and I hand them back to Vance.
And actually, let's do this though, because I imagine the darts have some sort of glass encasement, right, to keep the. So, can you roll your lowest attribute twice to see whether or not the darts are broken or not?
That is 2 fails.
The darts are broken.
What a great help you are.
So wait, do you have one left in your clip and that's it?
Yep, one left. Knowing I'm a chemist as well. It seems to me, I say, as like I'm like coughing and like, ugh. It seems to me that these things are weak to tranquilizer darts. Maybe we should make more of them, or is there more of them? I don't know. Would I be able to make them out of anything I have? I have pain pills, stim packs, and automed.
Or we are in the med bay. There might be some more here, actually.
So here's what I'd like to do for this. I think this is another opportunity for crisis. So let's say that if you have chemistry, this is going to be a crisis 3 again. If you're able to get 3 intelligence checks with chemistry or whatever applicable, or biology, I'll take either one.
Okay, cool. Could I like mod the stim pack so they inject that chemical, and then we can have like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. If you pass your crisis, it takes form of whatever.
Okay, so 3 past intelligence biology checks. Is that what it is?
And if
Okay.
not, you take 3 stress.
Okay. One pass.
We need those good rolls. Come on, man.
2 pass. Oh yeah.
Winner,
We
winner,
got 'em.
chicken dinner.
So I have 5 stim packs.
So, like, if this was a movie, what would that scene be like? Whenever you're like creating the compound.
I definitely don a lab coat while I'm doing this over my like. I'm wearing a vac suit, I guess, right? We're all wearing vac suits, so I don a lab coat over this, and I'm like, let's get to work, and I go at it.
What music is playing? Is it like
Definitely-
80s? Is it 80s synthwave type shit, or
No, it's Black Sabbath, because like I only do chemistry to Black Sabbath.
All right. So, you have in front of you what you assume to be more of this compound that is a weakness to the monster.
Okay, cool.
You have a dissected little girl in quarantine, and you have the body of this weird alien cephalopod. So let me just grab a beer real quick. It'll take like 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Cool. I can give you guys like these stim packs, so like if it's like on any of our faces, we could just like stab it and hopefully not fucking die.
That works. So how many of them do we have?
Would be a good idea, yeah.
Well, I have 5 stim packs, so I just assume I just like converted them into. Oh fuck! Do stim packs heal you? What is an auto med? Does anyone know what an auto med is?
I think a stim pack would just. Oh, hold on. Let me see. I'm thinking, and instead of I could just pull up the stress list. Let's see. Not the stress list. It's the item list. Oh, fuck. Let's see. Where are you? Items. Possibly. Oh, hold on. Right there. Nope. Nope. Dang it. Stim pack grants an immediate 2d10 health and temporarily increases strength and combat by 2d10 each for 1d10 hours. There is a danger of addiction and or overdose if used frequently.
Fuck, those are good. I have to use one of those. So we'll have 4 killers then.
I mean, I've got first aid. I could try to administer that to you.
Yeah, if that'll help, definitely, because I don't have first aid.
I think the stim packs would be almost like a what is it called? Like an EpiPen.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you could use one of the stim packs before converting it, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So that's 2d10 you said for how much you heal?
I believe it was 2d10 of stim pack. 2d10, correct.
Okay, so let's see. I heal. What does zeros count as?
That would be a 10 on this roll.
Okay, so I heal 17. Oh yeah, full health.
And You also gain 2d10 strength in combat for 1d10 hours.
Oh, let me roll that. So I have that for 2 hours,
Okay.
and that's
For the sake of ease, we can just say that you're jacked up for the rest of the session.
I'm fucking high. Okay, so I guess could I convert like the rest of the stim packs? Like we could convert those into the monster killer things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 4 of them total. I'm gonna hold on to 1. I'll give 2 because I also have the gun. So I'll give 2 to Brett and 1 to the android, Mark. So you guys have those.
Okay. It's cool.
Got
That's
So-
the craziest thing.
So, you now have the weakness to the monster's body, the little girl dissected, and you haven't seen the captain yet.
All right. So I'd say we continue our search for the cap.
Where next? The bridge?
If he's not here, he's likely on the bridge or in his quarters.
Yep. Let's head that way.
I thought the captain was a girl, by the way. Is the captain a girl?
No, that was Lissa.
Oh, okay.
No, he's got that black mustache or whatever. All right, so you make your way to the bridge, right? The lights, as you're making your way, the lights flicker and go out. So I'm gonna need everybody to make a fear save when the lights go out.
That's
At disadvantage because except for Josh because Android.
Fail.
Fail.
All right. Take 10 stress. And
Oh, God.
make a panic check.
You want to roll under for panic, right?
That's the only time you don't want to.
Ah, fuck. Fail.
All right. So
Yep.
roll.
Fail.
Each of you roll another panic effect. Brian, the look on your face is priceless. You look super happy about that panic.
I got a 17. What is that? Let's see. See if I have the book. Mm.
17 is crippling fear. You gain a new permanent phobia. Whenever you encounter this phobia, make a fear save at disadvantage or gain 1d10 stress.
I think
Okay.
it's fair to say what your phobia is, right?
Yeah, I guess so. What should it be? When is it?
Squids and cephalopod-like things.
Yeah, that's good because it's what's going wrong. So yeah.
Oh,
Squids.
Lord. So I rolled a 29, which means psychological collapse.
And what does that do?
You become permanently, irreparably insane. Your character is now played by the warden.
All right, so I think that instead of doing that, we should make it way more interesting.
Okay.
So I think you should continue to play it,
Okay.
but at the antithesis of the party.
That's great.
So you'll choose your actions, but you're no longer on this side.
Oh, okay.
How do you guys feel about that? Is that okay with you guys?
It's fine by me.
So I'm basically going against them at this point.
Yeah, definitely. But like, how is he going against? Is it going to be like totally or like subtly manipulative?
I feel like that's his
Oh,
prerogative.
true, very true.
Yeah. Let's just keep playing, and maybe I'll surprise you.
All right. So, unbeknownst to you, your friend is now detrimentally insane. You are standing in the dark. I imagine since you said you still had your vac suits on, I didn't know you guys kept those on. But if you still had them on, you probably have flashlights, right?
Yes.
Definitely.
I don't turn mine on.
So, if you do turn them on, the rest of you, you make your way to the bridge, and
Yep.
you see that the captain's chair is facing the window, but you can't really tell whether or not there's anybody sitting in it.
I'll be the one to approach the chair and turn it around.
So you approach the chair, and I don't know if you expected it, but I did. But the captain is sitting there in the chair. Funny enough, though, he doesn't have blood running down the front of him or anything like that, but he does look quite gaunt.
Is he conscious?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
And as soon as he turns the chair around, he kind of like, did you guys get anything good over there? I know that there's something good over there.
We did. You don't look well, Captain.
I'm fine. And he kind of like starts to like kind of twitch. And he's very unnerving. So I'm gonna need everybody to make a fear save. And like I said, he looks like as though he's been like drained or something like that.
So yeah, I passed.
Fail.
Pass.
All right. So take 10 stress again. Nice.
Oh my god, that's 71.
I've got to roll a panic again. It's 13. So it's one that I already have. Cowardice. Wait, I don't have that one. That was antithesis to what I already had.
Yeah, re-roll that sucker.
15. Let's see. So I got 19. Overwhelmed. Gain 1d10 stress. All right, so I gained 2 more.
What are you at?
81.
Oh wait. No, you don't take any stress. You're fine.
Okay.
And your stress effects, by the way, don't matter anymore. It's only the one thing.
Okay. Well, I decide that I'm going to shoot the captain with a flare gun.
No.
So he shoots the captain right in the face, and his face like blows off. And there's like this gaping hole in the front of the captain's face. And then from that gaping hole sprout out these 4 tentacles, a very familiar scene. And they start to flail around. But now you hear on the inside of your head, it sounds like the captain's voice, but also mixed with Lys's voice. And it also kind of sounds like the scream that you heard earlier. So the two of you need to make a sanity check whenever you.
Yeah, that's a fail.
All right. If you failed, you take 2 stress and make a panic check.
Pass. Yes.
Do you want me to make a panic check just to see if I get anything worse than what I've got?
No. Yours don't matter anymore. So
Okay.
the only thing that's going on for you is that you're
Just
a
to-
bad guy now.
God damn it! My
And I failed the panic. Was 13. So I am now a coward. Gain 1 stress for the next 1d10 hours. You must make a fear save to engage in combat or else flee.
All right. So I'd say that you need, if you want to attack this thing, you're going to need to make a fear save.
Yeah, I want to attack it. So fear save. That's a pass.
All right. So if you can't, you're able to stand your ground, if it comes to that.
Yeah.
All right. So we have the captain. You hear his voice on top of other voices, and as well. And like I said, you hear Lissa's voice in there. You hear the scream of the little girl, maybe a little bit, and then you hear like countless other voices on top of it. And all of this is going on inside your head. So, I think it's time for.
What are the voices saying?
They're just kind of like yelling, and like you hear like the captain being like, "I told you to get my stuff," and then you hear like Lissa's voice being like, "Oh, she was so cute, wasn't she?" And then you hear like just countless like other like things like languages that you don't understand and stuff like that. Like so many that it's hard to even pick. The only ones that you're even having an easy time picking out are the ones that you're familiar with.
Cool.
So this thing is going to try to lash out at you guys, but first let's make a speed. And I don't know why I keep doing it.
Fail.
Yeah.
Fail.
I keep rolling dice every time and then remembering at the last moment that I don't need to do that. It's you guys that have to do it.
Did we all fail?
Nice. So, Mark II was the one that turned the captain around, right?
Yep.
So it is going to try to lash out, and the captain stands up at this point with these tentacles and starts to kind of like lunge towards you. And I failed, so it is on you guys now.
Mark, you should go first.
Okay. I'm going to try and attack it with my Vibe Shetty. And that is, it's a fail by like 4.
So your Vibe Shetty swings wide. What are the rest of you guys going to do?
Okay, I'm going to shoot it with my gun. And that is a pass.
I passed as well. Did you do better than 42?
No, I did not.
All right, so he kind of like his body turns towards you, and like even though his like head exploded and he's like, it's weird. Like it looks like it's looking at you, but there's no eyes involved or anything like that. Its body language just kind of broadcasts that, and then kind of like ducks out of the way of the dart, and then Brian. What does Brian do? What does Brett Miles do?
So I am going to attack Vassar with one of the stim packs.
Oh no.
since it's a tranquilizing stim pack at this point.
All right. So both of you roll combat.
And I have close quarters combat, so
That is a fail.
32, which is a pass.
You crazy bastard!
I'm just kind of drooling at this point and just kind of grunt as I jam it into the side of his neck.
So I think Vance Vassar, before we do anything else, I think the first thing that you need to do is make a fear save.
Okay. That is a fail.
And then take 10 more panic. Hell yeah. That's 3
Oh my
fucking
God.
damage.
81.
And he's got to make a body save or fall unconscious for 1d10 rounds.
Yep.
I'm unconscious for 8 rounds.
Go crazy.
Oh, this is
There is no hope.
All right. So what does Mark 2 do?
Again, just like when he was searching for the stim packs back in the med bay, he's become very single-minded. So he's going to pull out the stim pack, and he's going to try and like slam that into the side of the captain's tentacle head.
All right. So I failed.
And I failed as well.
All right. So we're back at the top of initiative with Brett Miles.
Oh, I thought that was the tentacle guy now.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. My fault. So he's going to try to attack Mark 2. And I passed with a 47.
And I failed.
All right.
92.
16 damage.
Whoa.
Is that more than half of your...
No.
Okay.
All right, so basically it's just a big window behind, right?
So yeah, there's like the window to see out of the ship. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So, and we're pressurized right now, correct?
Totally.
Okay, so I'm going to take my rigging gun and shoot at the window.
All right. So he does that, and the rigging gun spear sinks itself into the window. And at first, you start to just kind of hear like this like sucking noise, and then glass shards start to pull and break, and then that crack starts to get bigger, and then more pieces of glass, and then everything starts to just start getting sucked out of the bridge. So I need everybody to make strength checks to see whether or not they hold on and are able to stay in the thing.
Well, I can't.
Unfortunately, Vance Vassar is not so lucky and gets sucked out of the front window and floats off into space. And you can see for a moment that maybe he wakes up. Or actually, let's say, what is your grand exit like, Mr. Vassar?
It's pathetic. It's not grand. It's just a limp body, like fucking carousing out of the spaceship, you know?
So I failed mine as well.
Yeah, I managed to succeed with a 22.
All right. So I think right now is time to wrap up the session, right? I think this is an appropriate moment. So, what does Brett Miles' demise look like?
I just like kind of like fist pumping, saying "success" as I'm floating out.
And the both of you, Vance Vassar and Brett Miles, you get bloated, and the vacuum of space starts to deform your veins and everything like that. And then you start to freeze, and then you're just this frozen bloated humanoid figure floating through space. So, what does Mark II do now that the cabin's fully depressurized? So there's no more. It's not like violently sucking anything out. Nothing seems to be mechanically going wrong. The only thing that you do know is that there is a alarm going off violently, talking about the depressurized cabin. And it seems you look for the captain in the bridge and you don't see him.
Okay. Mark II would sort of walk around the ship, doing a whole perimeter and making sure that there are no other of these cephalopod life forms on board. But if that is clear, then he would basically he just sort of he goes to his quarters, cleans himself up, wipes off all the blood, takes a long time to like delicately stitch his torn face back onto his frame. And then he pulls out some dog tags from behind his jumpsuit and sort of looks them over. And if this were like a movie, it would zoom in and it would show that the dog tags were of Mark I. And sort of rubs those with his thumb, puts them back in, and then he goes to the helm and takes the ship off on its next adventure.
Where does he go?
Probably to get it fixed up first.
Somewhere populated, right?
Yeah, somewhere not the Alliance though, because he needs to get that money cleared.
So Mark II flew the Hades to the nearest outlaw spaceport, docked, got off, talked to the right people to try to get this money cleared and everything like that. And again, like you said, if this were a movie, after you exit, you see stuck to the bottom of the ship one of those cephalopods, and the screen fades to black. Anybody who's watching, thank you very much for watching. We are going to debrief by ourselves. You guys have a great night.